Welcome everyone. In this video, we're going to play some games with the red-blue snow globe aggro deck. This deck has been very popular recently, and a lot of the people that finished in the top 8 of season 1 were playing some variation of this deck. The exact list we're going to be using is the one from OX or whose in-game name is Memeland, which is the list we can see here. Now, this is kind of a crazy list, in my opinion. I'm still trying to wrap my head around it, and I've only played a few games with it, so we're going to see how we perform. So, at its core, right, the way that this deck works is you have the finishing package of SilentSnowGlobe, and right, so you want to set the board up in a position where you then play down SilentSnowGlobe in order to kind of close out the game, because a lot of decks rely on Penguin abilities. And so, when the Snow Globe comes down, the Penguin abilities don't work anymore, and this deck is kind of built to take advantage of that. The way that kind of works is you combo it, for example, with Bashful Swordsman. So you play the Bashful Swordsman, it has 14 vibe, then its ability no longer matters because it gets removed. So you basically have just a vanilla 14 vibe, 3 fish penguin. So for 8 pudge or for 8 fish, you can kind of do that as part of their closing package. Now, this deck has both red and blue actions in it. So, what we have on the red side is we have Hit the High Note, which is basically choose a relic and return it to its owner's hand, draw a card. And so, right, the reason that red cards are required is because there's so many relics out there, especially in the mirror match. Like getting an inspiring story off the board can be very helpful. The other really cool thing about Hit the High Note is you can bounce your own snow globe back into your hand. So you basically play your snow globe, go for the finish. If your opponent has an answer to it, you bounce the snow globe back to your hand, and then they've spent all their resources, and you can set up for a second snow globe turn. On the blue side, we're actually playing 3 actions. So SpringaLeak. SpringaLeak is really cool on the final turn because what you can do is, right, you play the snow globe and then maybe they have one way to kind of counter you. So for example, they might have like a cleanup good if they're green. If they're yellow, they might have a yum yum. But then you play SpringaLeak, cancel that action, and then you end up winning the game. We also have Keep Digging, and so that can actually proactively remove that card from your opponent's hand. It also can just help you see their hand, and by seeing their hand, you'll know if you're in a good position to kind of close out the game with Snow Globe. Plus, it's a really cool combo with Keep Digging and Hit the High Note, where basically you choose a relic, return it to its owner's hand, and then you play Keep Digging because then you're guaranteed to hit something. And so that's a good way to get rid of the inspiring story, for example. Then you've also have BridgeWithLayerZero. This has a few uses. So one, it's just kind of removal to get rid of a big threat. And then the other cool thing you can do with this card is you can actually basically ice the entire deck of a Bizbunk deck. So if there's a Bizbunk and they have like 2 ascendings on the board, you just play Bridge to Layer 0 and bring a Bunkus from their ice onto the board, and then you end up removing their whole deck. So it's kind of a neat play you can do with Bridge to Layer 0 as well to kind of deal with Bunkus. Some of the other cards that we just want to call out is so we're playing PenguinWhosOK. I think I don't know. I'm struggling with how this can be a good card in this deck. But right, the idea is that this works with the bridge to layer 0. So right, you play PenguinWhosOK, you ice some cards. So first of all, you get information about your opponent's deck. It also produces blue pudge, which you do need in this deck. And then you also can activate bridge to layer 0 with it. So I personally, I need to play around more with this deck and come up with my own list. I'm not sure about this package, but I mean, I guess Memeland finished, I think, 5th place. So, you know, definitely a powerful deck. I'm just wondering if maybe the Bridge to Layer 0 PenguinWhosOK package might be better served to just have more copies of like SneakyPenguin, AmazingPenguin, and maybe even get rid of Keep Digging. I'm not sure. So anyway, I still have to spend some time kind of figuring out my own take on this, but I just wanted to get this video out now because this deck was very popular and this is a list that definitely works well. We're basically playing the triple rod package, so 2 WhataTwist, 2 NotaRodAnymore, and 2 GotEm. So I think this is a nice spread because the GotEm can be good against BizBunk, NotaRodAnymore can really help you in those final endgame states, and then WhataTwist, right, also can be very good against Caffeine or against Hungry Penguin. Then we've also played BounceHouseRod, which is typically in an aggressive deck, can be a very good card. We do play the 1-drop, so we're playing 3 copies of Contemplative, which also is, in this case, very important because of the red pudge aspect, because you do need 1 red pudge. And then there's, right, obviously there's a Popcorn Inspiring Story package. And then after that, we're also playing SerenePenguin. So this card too, pretty much all of these Snow Globe decks run it, and or let's say all the red variations of Snow Globe decks run it. Again, I'm still whenever I play against it, it doesn't seem that strong. But a lot of people have been doing very well with this deck, so I don't know. So yeah, I think if you're gonna go the red route, then this is definitely an include as well. So and why would you go red? So I think pretty much all the Snow Globe decks are running blue because SpringaLeak is just such a strong finisher on it. And of course, you're already basically running the Swordsman and SneakyPenguin. So right, if you're running Swordsman and SneakyPenguin, and you can run the 2-drop, right, then SpringaLeak kind of just already naturally fits in. And oh yeah, and AmazingPenguin is blue has a 3/6. So yeah, so overall, I think the blue is a natural fit. And then if you're going to go the red direction, right, the reason you do that is for hit the high note, and then you need some red penguins. So then, right, the 1-drop naturally makes sense. I really don't see people playing Bamboo Penguin, but you also have Popcorn Penguin, right, which can produce red pudge in certain situations, although often it gets removed. And so then SerenePenguin can make a good final red card. But anyway, so this is the deck list. So let's see how it performs. And yeah, we'll play a few games. And yeah, definitely a warning. I am not going to play this perfectly. I'm still wrapping my head around it, but I'm sure we'll be able to understand at least the basic mechanics of how the deck works. All right, taking a look at our hand. So I think we're playing Airy. So it's probably going to be some sort of green deck, although with Airy, it can be anything. So looking at our hand, I guess we have PenguinWhosOK, SerenePenguin. We have a Rod. Is a rod useful? So we definitely don't want keep digging. We'll keep a popcorn always. I think we keep the 2 and the 4. I'm going to throw away WhataTwist. I guess we'll keep it because having the special rods can be very useful. All right, so we got Inspiring Story with popcorn, so I think we're going to be in a good state. So we play the twist and then we pass. So let's think about our hand. So we have, yeah, if we can win the vibe check on turn 2, the hand works pretty well. Although again, this is one of the challenges with PenguinWhosOK because it's just not very big. So right, it'll be very small, and right. So if they have any 2-drop, we're going to be in trouble. But okay, so let's just go anyway for it. And the one really other nice thing about PenguinWhosOK is right. They don't know now. Like, are we going to be a BizBunk deck? Probably. Or are we going to maybe even be a blue mill deck? Maybe. But like, are we going to be this deck here? Well, I mean, lots of people have been playing it, but so right now, the rod that they played might have been the incorrect one for this matchup because right, this is just a uncommon use of PenguinWhosOK. Now, I do think that the benefit of these type of mind games is kind of limited because right, as that mind game becomes more popular, then right, more people are going to do it and then more people will expect it and play around it. All right, so we got a penguin in color. So I think okay, so we did draw the SneakyPenguin, which is perfect. I do think against green, probably not going to get value with 2 popcorn penguins. I think even getting value with 1 is difficult. So the other card that you'll notice that we're not playing is Sliding Penguin, which definitely makes the popcorns a bit weaker. But I think one of the challenges with Sliding Penguin and popcorn is right, if you're playing Sliding Penguin with popcorn, then you really don't want other 2 vibe penguins in your deck. Because then, right, you have that situation where you have the sliding the popcorn, you buff the sliding penguin, or you buff the popcorn with the sliding penguin, but then the popcorn ices your PenguinWhosOK. So because we're running both PenguinWhosOK and Contemplative Penguin, I think that the that setup is not, not a big issue. Okay, so all right, so yeah, so Ari clearly understand what's going on here because icing the sneaky penguin, not the penguin who's okay, understanding that the penguin who's okay is not really a threat in this deck. Okay, so we do win the vibe check, which is not bad because we can get the inspiring story down. Although, do we want to get the inspiring story down? Maybe not. Maybe we do want to get the SerenePenguin down. Let's see what we draw and if we want to keep it as a rod. So, okay, so I think we want to keep the inspiring story, the other one. So I think we'll just play out the curve. There's really no need to rod to try to ramp out rods. We're ahead on rods, so we want to get the most value from our hand. So we do have double inspiring story into popcorn. So we could get good value. Okay, so we're going to lose the penguin who's okay. But I think that's okay. I think we're gonna just outlast their popcorn. because there's no way that their popcorn is going to be able to get value on the SerenePenguin, right? There's no way they can buff it that much. So, right, maybe there's a green Mega Penguin, but if there's a green Mega Penguin, are we worried about that? I'm not really even sure. So we play the Inspiring Story. Do we play the Amazing Penguin? I think we, hmm, I think we hold back because we can play that with the Popcorn Penguin because we can go Inspiring Story then, and then we do Popcorn with Amazing. But we didn't want to play the Popcorn here because we want the Popcorn to fizzle. And right, we're not going to be, well, we could play the Popcorn next turn actually, because right, the Popcorn will fizzle, and then we'll have initiative, I think. And if we have initiative, then we can play the Popcorn first. But then the challenge of that is if they play their own Popcorn, then what happens? Well, if they play their own Popcorn, okay, well, let's see what we draw first. But this could be an interesting turn if we play the Popcorn or not. Because the initial thought would be we want to play the Popcorn. Because playing the Popcorn means we get one additional turn of the Popcorn removing something. And we can basically remove all these targets with the Popcorn. Now, the reason not to play the Popcorn is from a standpoint of what if they play a Popcorn? So if they play a Popcorn, right, our Popcorn will be at 4 vibe. We remove one of them, and then the sliding penguin buff is the other one. Yeah, so they threw the Popcorn away very easily, like not getting a lot of value. So I think we want to wait one turn. So I think we'll play the Inspiring Story because also next turn we can play the Amazing Penguin and the Popcorn together. And like this way, well, I mean, if they play an Inspiring Story, this whole plan goes away. But okay, so they play the Koi Penguin. So okay, so Koi Penguin is still okay. And we definitely want to play the Amazing Penguin because it's SpringaLeak. So we really just need another blue pudge. So if we get another blue pudge, we'll be in a good state because then we have the SpringaLeak for the finish. Okay, so overall, I still feel okay. We have the 2 WhataTwist, which are not particularly useful. Although, right, the SerenePenguin, right, we could unflop it if they flop it with an action. So that's kind of one of the big challenges with the SerenePenguin is that piece. But okay, so I think there's no need to play the SpringaLeak as a yeah, I think we just hold it, and we really need to get another blue pudge. So that's one of the challenges with these multicolor decks is getting all the right pudge lined up can be difficult. Okay, so at least we're gonna take out we're gonna take out the penguin whose garden grows first. Um, and then next time we'll take out the sliding. So I think it might be difficult for them to answer this Popcorn. So this might be one of those games where Popcorn runs away with it. Because at this point, or if they have a walk the runway though, there's nothing we can do about that. So yeah, okay. So we do lose the Popcorn to walk the runway, which is not ideal. But so I would definitely SpringaLeak this if I could. But I can't. So okay, so I'm good though. Oh no, I'm not gonna lose the vibe check because of the Amazing Penguin. Okay. Well, at least we got the walk the runway played. But yeah, so hmm. Definitely so we definitely need to draw something else. We don't have quite what we need to close out the game. But if we drew a blue pudge, nope, didn't get a blue pudge. Okay, so we'll wait one more turn. So yeah, we really need that blue pudge because also like a Luca saves a penguin could be a problem for us. Um, hmm. So yeah, so we do kind of want to lose a vibe check, and yeah, so because we want to draw more cards, but okay, yeah, I think if we got a blue pudge, we would be good on winning the game from here. So we have another draw. So we've had a few draws at a blue pudge. But we didn't get any. So even a bounce house would work because we have a sneaky penguin down there. So yeah, so a blue pudge would work. Well, I mean, unless they get like a Romulus or something like that. But I guess they would have played the Romulus that turn. Um, okay, another Serene Penguin is not what we need. So even a what's it called? A Bashful Swordsman would have been useful. So I mean, the nice thing, no, yeah. So we're gonna just lose to Luca. We're gonna lose. We're gonna lose to so many things. Although they can, well, yeah, so they can get to 14 rods. To 13, yeah. So now they play Luca and we lose. So that's unfortunate. Right. Because, well, no, I guess we don't lose if they play Luca because we can play WhataTwist. right? Because they play Luca, they take something, our penguin gets flopped, and then we play WhataTwist, and we're still okay. So let's see. Okay, so they're gonna go there. Okay. Um. Well, okay, so this is actually a problem because we're gonna lose our blue. We're gonna lose our blue. We're gonna lose our blue pudge. So we'll just unflop the Serene. But yeah, we're gonna be down on 13. So not rotting that SpringaLeak that one turn, um, and trying to go for double SpringaLeak was potentially also going to be game losing. So okay, so we we win this vibe check, and okay, so right, we'll lose to another Luca, which is not good. But okay, we can't really play around that at this point. So Snow Globe could be interesting. Okay, so we get another amazing penguin. At this point, I'm gonna just go for the rod because now if they have a second Luca, um, but right, if they have a second Luca, right, we can WhataTwist. Um, yeah. So what'll happen here? So if they have a second Luca, we'll end up on because we're gonna lose one amazing penguin and one rod, so we'll be on 14. But if they grab the SerenePenguin, then I guess okay. So then at least we'll get one more turn because we'll draw the vibe check. So let's see what happens here. Okay, so clean up good. Okay, but yeah, there's nothing we can do about that. Okay, so yeah, so we would have if we would have been able to hold on to 2 blue pudge, or actually if we would have rotted that SpringaLeak, we might have had a chance to win this. But okay, so I think I played this wrong in terms of not holding on to the 2 SpringaLeaks was definitely a mistake. So, not excited about that. But yeah, I'm trying to think. There is yeah, so other than that, yeah, I just feel like the lack of blue pudge at the end was definitely a problem. And Ari did play that well. Like, right, if Ari had taken one of the Serene Penguins, I would have had that. Oh, but yeah, this Bashful Swordsman would have also been what we needed to close out the game. So, okay. So anyway, let's take a short break and then let's jump to the next game. All right, taking a look at the mulligan. Okay, so we've got a SneakyPenguin, a Popcorn, a Serene, and a GotEm. So I think that's good. I think we don't need 2 sneakies. So yeah, so let's take a look at what else we get. But yeah, so I think we have a decent curve to start, and a popcorn is always good to have. Okay, so we have 2 popcorns. So yeah, so let's see what we can accomplish. And I'm not really sure what deck this is. So okay, so keep digging. Depending on the deck, may or may not be useful. Um, so let's see. Okay, so then yeah, okay, so we don't have a 2-drop, so we're gonna be a bit behind, but with the SerenePenguin, we'll catch up. Okay, so this is gonna be BizBunk. So if it's BizBunk, let's see. So I think so Inspiring Story is useful, right? Because we're gonna want to do that finish where we have the snow globe and we need our bashful swordsman to be bigger than their bashful swordsman. So I think keep digging is probably not useful in the BizBunk matchup. Um right. So like what we can get rid of their adventure squad, I guess. But yeah, so okay, so we're gonna keep the yeah, we want to actually I think we want to lose the vibe check until the ascending gets played. Because right, when the we want to have with the popcorn penguin, we want to have initiative on that. Okay, so well, um hmm. Yeah, so I kind of want to play the first popcorn now. Well, yeah, so right, if they have yeah, so do we play the sneaky penguin or not? Okay, because if we play the sneaky penguin, we get initiative. I guess we have the what's it called? We have the no, it doesn't matter because we're playing the popcorn anyway, right? The whole point was like, okay, we don't want them to play the ascending on the board without anything on it. But okay, so they have the like the turbo start. So yeah, with this turbo start, so what how are we gonna deal with this? So okay, so we do have the bridge to layer 0. So maybe we'll do that play where we pull the bunkus out when the ascending's on the board to ice them. So that could be an interesting That could be an interesting play, but right, that only works if the board gets into a state where they don't win on the one turn. So, that's definitely a problem, potentially. Okay, so we'll play the popcorn here. We don't need hit the high note, so we really need the snow globe, right? Okay, so we have 2 GotEms, so we can basically take care of, well, there's gonna be no ascending, and we can actually protect our popcorn with the NotaRod. So if they wanna GotEm our popcorn, we'll protect it. Um, and then next turn, we'll play the Inspiring Story. So we're gonna basically just have a popcorn on the board the rest of the time. Now they're at 13 cards in ice. So yeah, we really need the snow globe. Okay, so they are okay, so they pulled Bismo up. All right, so they are yeah, what did they ice? Oh, they iced the, what's it called? Okay, so we're gonna lose this vibe check, which is a-okay with me because I really want more cards. Um, but yeah, okay, so so what's gonna happen? So are they setting up for the one turn combo? Can I disrupt the combo? No, because it's all penguins. So keep digging doesn't even help. And I'm gonna need a second blue pudge for keep digging or for bridge to layer 0. So right, they're gonna outlast this popcorn penguin, I'm sure. Um, but yeah, I kind of don't really want to win the vibe check, I think. But yeah, okay, so they could next turn. Well, they're only at 14 in the ice, so they need to do a little more icing. Okay, so but we're still really looking for the snow globe. Okay, so we don't have the snow globe here. So I think we keep this game going a bit slower. Um, and let's see, what do we not need? I think we not need the bounce house rod? I mean, there's nothing really useful there. Okay, I'm gonna put the keep digging down. Okay, so they're basically the popcorn will ice itself. But okay, so yeah, I like that they have initiative because that will enable me to respond. Okay, so yeah, so right, if they play, yeah, so what are we thinking? We're thinking if they play yeah, let's see, if they play a ascending on the board, like let's say that they do something like an ascending bashful, right? Um, well, we'll be able to. Okay, so we want to really. Okay, wait. Can we do this thing where we now pull the bunkus back 20? Well, we'll see how deep they go. Maybe if they mill a bit more. So they're at 20 cards in deck, 21. So if I remove this ascending, then they only have 2 cards in hand. So it would have to be exactly ascending Bizbunk in order for them to be able to. Okay, but so or they there's no way they can actually end the game here, right? Because yeah, I don't think that that's possible. So if this is ascending Bizbunk, then we're definitely in trouble. Okay, so oh well, we don't even have we need another blue pudge for this to work, which we don't even have. Okay, to use the bridge to layer 0. But yeah, so okay, so 16. So yeah, so if we had, yeah, so with bridge to layer 0, we could end it here. So we just need a blue pudge, right? Is that really all we need? Um, yeah, because if we get a blue pudge, well, maybe they're gonna put another bunkus back. Okay, so um, yeah, so if we get a blue pudge though, I still think it's fine, right? Because the bunkuses are at 34. 13, yeah. Yeah, so bridge layer 0 will win this if we get a blue pudge. But okay, so where can we get a blue pudge from? From Frosty the Penguin. Okay, perfect. So we play that, and then we need to keep the ascending penguin on the board. So I think we'll play yeah, so I think we're in a good position here, right? 11. Okay, so I think we'll just play the SerenePenguin for fun. Um, okay, so let's do that. Well, maybe there's not another bunkus in their ice. Maybe I didn't check that, but I'm assuming there is. So let's see. So is this gonna actually work? This would be crazy. Okay, so we're gonna choose a penguin in your opponent's huddle. Okay, so I will choose the Bunkus, or I guess I'll choose I'll choose the penguin who breaks the fourth wall. I'll pay 2 blue pudge. Okay. So then when I grab the other Bunkus, I think this should work, right? Okay, let's see if this works. This will be I feel like I've heard about this play in conceptual nature, but I've never done it. And I don't see why it wouldn't work. I guess if they have Adventure Squad. Yeah, so I guess I should have built this. Yeah, because they could counter this with Adventure Squad. Yeah. Oh, okay. So my problem was I should have picked um hmm. Yeah, so okay, so yeah. Okay. Well, so now I guess I'm gonna play. Okay, so I played this terribly. Um so I needed to think about Adventure Squad. So if there was a way, how could I have beat Adventure Squad? So yeah, I could have beat Adventure Squad in which way? I'm not even sure. Okay, so yeah, so if I played Adventure Squad, I could have targeted the purple Mega Penguin, and then I could have used the NotaRodAnymore. Okay, so that was definitely a beginner mistake on this. So now let's see. So if they have another ascending, then it's definitely done. Um, okay, so I played that poorly as well. Okay, so let's see. Let's see what happens next. Maybe there's some chance that it's not over. But okay, so I was so focused on that, and so I think I had to target differently. I had to target the Mega Penguin. Yeah, if I would have targeted the Mega Penguin, then I could have used the Not a Rod anymore to deal with Adventure Squad. Okay, so I'm still maybe not out of it yet because they're down to one card and they've used their Adventure Squad. So then what? So how are we going to end this? So what do we have with Bounce House? Nothing useful. Okay, so Bounce House is not going to be useful. Okay, so then if we get a globe, yeah, so if we get a globe, then we might be in a good position. So we just need to get all right, so we definitely don't need a bounce house. It's 11. So we have a SpringaLeak. Okay, so that's good. So we can just play another SerenePenguin and we'll play the bounce house face down. Okay. So right. Okay, so if we get a snow globe now, a snow globe will take care of these bunkus. So we basically how many cards in the deck? 15. So right, so we have a snow globe. Um, but how are we gonna win the vibe check against the bashful? I'm not sure about that. So we have the SpringaLeak for the removal. So we need like the bashful globe. So if we have the bashful globe, we have a chance still. Okay, so um okay. Well, okay, so they're okay, I'm not really sure why they're doing that. But okay, so we need a globe and we need hmm. All right, so we'll just keep playing out slowly. All right, so next turn. Yeah, so next turn snow globe would actually be sufficient, right? Because at that point they only have one card in hand. So with Snow Globe, we can we can probably end the game. Okay, so let's see. Um, all right, oh, we get two draws. We keep getting two draws. So I think we'll So we get three attempts to get a Snow Globe because the sneaky will let us see two cards. And okay, and I think yeah they're hyper drawing. So what are they drawing for? Because even another ascending penguin, yeah, I guess an ascending penguin is going to be good for them. Right, because the ascending penguin will let them, yeah, if they have Bismo ascending, and then Yeah, and then they have the last Bunkus in their ice, I'm sure. Yeah, let's see if their last Bunkus is in the ice. No, the last Bunkus is not in the ice. Okay, so if the last Bunkus is not in the ice, so they need like Ascending Bismo Bunkus in their hand. Um, right. Well, okay, yeah. And they need a rod though. So okay, so I think I get one more turn. So if I get one more turn, well, Bounce House does nothing for us, right? Yeah, so we just really need the globe. Okay, so is it now? Yeah, so if they've Ascending Bismo Bunkus. Okay, but they don't have that. We don't need that. We need the globe. I guess we'll keep Hit the High Note because it's a card draw. Okay. So yeah, I mean, okay, so let's see. I think we SpringaLeak this because um hmm, they're so close to ending it. I think we SpringaLeak this and we just say that they don't have adventure. Well, let's see how many adventure squads are in their ice. Oh, we can't open the ice from here. Okay, so let's see how many adventure squads are in the ice. There's 1, 2. Okay, only 2. Okay. Well, yeah, I'm just really worried about. Yeah, okay, so they hit the high note. We weren't able to play it. Is there any way we can unflop? No. Okay. All right. So we have. I mean, we've had so many draws at Snow Globe. So as long as we get a Snow Globe, we will be in a good state. Okay, so that's not a Snow Globe. So let's see. So right. Um. Okay. So okay, they're at 14 now. So now, yeah. So I think playing the Spring Leak there was good. I don't think we can play around Adventure Squad in their hand because even that we have 2 Serene Penguins. Although, yeah. Okay. So um. Okay, I guess we can survive one more turn. Um. Right. Theoretically. Although, yeah, I think they're down to 8 cards in their ice. So yeah, so we survive one turn because we take them down to 13. But yeah. So okay, so let's see. Okay, we're gonna play Hit the High Note just to draw a card. Um. So let's see. Yeah, because we want to just draw a card. Yeah, but I'm just so surprised that they haven't been able to end this yet. Um. Okay. Well, either way, this is gonna be the final turn. I don't see any other way that we're not ending it here. Okay, so right, they need um maybe we can do something with Penguin Who's Okay to ice them. Okay, so that might be an interesting. Can we like okay, that's another potential. If they can't but how can they not close the game, right? At this point they just play like um yeah, like there's just no way that they can't end it here. Um all right, so they're just okay, so hmm. So they're at 3. So can we okay, so if we do Bashful Swordsman. All right. Well, I mean, the only thing we can do is we can do Bashful Swordsman, Penguin Who's Okay, and I guess Inspiring Story. Why not? So theoretically, we can keep them off of 15, right? Because we remove the Bismo, and then we also remove one Bunkus. I probably should have kept a card in my hand. So, and then, right, with the Penguin Who's Okay, we can ice 2 cards from their deck. Yeah, so no, because their turn will be first. Okay, so this isn't even gonna work. Because, right, yeah, so, okay. Yeah, I don't see how this can work, right? Um, yeah, because they're gonna have initiative, and we need the icing from Penguin Who's Okay. Because, right, they're gonna, yeah, so as long as they have, because they have 2 cards. Yeah, so I need to ice my own self because I don't wanna set them exactly at 0 because they probably have another Bismo in their hand. And so then now they just need to do, they have 1 card in their deck. So they just need to do Ascending Bismo. So, yeah. Okay. Well, they should be able to win here, I feel like. But maybe they've gotten themselves in a weird situation, although I just don't. Yeah, I shouldn't have iced the, I shouldn't have iced the Bunkus, I guess, because now they're at 15. Okay, now we have the Snow Globe, okay. So at this point, we just go for the Snow Globe. Okay, so now we might as well start icing them, it doesn't really matter. Okay, so now we just play the Snow Globe, and then we see what happens. So we do have a much bigger board than they do. Okay, so I don't really. Okay, so first of all, that we should have won on the turn with the bridge to layer 0. So that was definitely, I misplayed that badly, but ultimately, I guess we were able to put on enough pressure that they got themselves in a weird situation. And so then, also with the Penguin Who's Okay play, I messed that up as well. So okay, that was a really sloppy game. Definitely still learning this deck. But I guess we were able to pull out the victory, which is not bad. Okay, let's jump to the next game. All right, jumping into the next game. So I think we definitely want to keep the 3-6, but I think that's it, right? Everything else is not going to be good for the starting hand. I do think, right, we do want to make sure we prioritize Blue Pudge. So I think that's the Amazing Penguin is good. Or we have the SerenePenguin as well. So we'll skip the 2-drop, but then we have a 3-4-5. So then, okay, so we also have the Bashful already. So if we got a Snow Globe, that could be good for the end. But it's just, I'm also just not sure about what we're playing yet. So, right. Okay, so double. Okay, so I don't think we need 2 Amazing Penguins, especially with this hand. Although maybe we needed it for the Blue Pudge. But I think the double Inspiring Story is good. But again, we'll see. If this is a Biz Bunk, then I would much prefer the Amazing Penguin. So, but again, I'm not sure. Okay, so we definitely don't need this at this point. Okay, so we have the yeah, so we have the 3-6. So from that we can go into, right, if they play their own 3-6, then we play the SerenePenguin, and otherwise we just roll into Inspiring Story. So yeah, so let's see. Okay, red. That is not what I was expecting. Okay. So some sort of red deck. Um, so, but it could be one of these like caffeine with red kind of splashed in. So I'm not really sure. So let's see. Okay, so bridge to layer 0. Maybe we should. Mm, I think we just play this. Well, SerenePenguin is going to be kind of useless against red, I think, because red has so many actions. So they're just going to flop it all over the place. So I think we're better off just kind of. And red does not play that many big penguins. So and we can always, well, with bridge to layer 0, we need something. Okay, so it is some sort of Yeah, so okay, so SerenePenguin we probably wanted to keep that. Hmm. Well, but anyway, the double inspiring story is good because I think if we get a snow globe, right, double inspiring snow globe bashful is pretty much all we need. Okay, so they're gonna play hit the high note. So um that's gonna put us back one turn, but that doesn't really matter. So it's good we've been playing rods. Okay, so this is also some sort of like red caffeine splash deck. Okay. So let's see. Okay, so let's see what's happening. Okay, so what a twist. Okay, so that's good in case there's caffeines. We play this. Right, 9. So we have 9 permanents. We have 12 if we count our hand. So we could play we have nothing to swap with a bridge to layer 0. So that's a little unfortunate. Um, okay, so this, I guess, is where the penguin who's okay comes in. So, okay, so the penguin who's okay is good with the bridge to layer 0 for sure. Okay, so we're tying the vibe check, which is fine. Because, right, they spent their tempo playing hit the high note. All right, they're gonna do that again. Um, but, like, right, because we're tying the vibe check, it's just slowing the game down, and so that's just gonna give us more time to replay all this, and we're gonna get rods down. I'm kind of thinking the bridge to layer 0 is not gonna amount to anything this game, so I think I'm gonna rod that next. Um, but, yeah, I'm really looking for something big to kind of finish the game on. Alright, I'm not really the contemplative penguin, the issue with it is popcorn. Like, right now, we're, like right, if they play popcorn, it's not gonna do anything. So, I don't really wanna play contemplative to give their popcorn a target, because we don't have a popcorn. Okay, so they play popcorn. I guess I'm not following this play. I think this was just a mistake on their part. Um, so it's good okay, so it's good we didn't play the contemplative, because that would have been an issue for popcorn. Okay, so now bridge layer 0 has a target, although I don't really wanna bring a popcorn back. So, okay. So we still need to how are we gonna finish this game? Because, yeah, so do we just go for it here? I think okay, so we do this. Um, no, it's okay. So I think we just wait, and I think next turn we just double bashful. So now a snow globe would be a perfect draw. So okay, so they get a Romulus. Okay, so they will get initiative. All right, so if they get initiative, then maybe another popcorn will come because right if they threw the other one away, I mean obviously they thought that would work, but it still was a very that's not really a situation you would play popcorn in anyway, unless you had another popcorn probably. So either way, okay, so I think we can go double bashful next turn, and that should be sufficient, I think, because we do have all right. The contemplative is good because it will just be another permanent that's easy to play, so we can dump our whole hand. So yeah, so they play bashful. Ugh, they also have their own inspiring story. So we have not a rod anymore. So okay, can we with popcorn? So they're going to be up to. So our popcorn would be at 6. Okay, so I think with our popcorn, it's not sufficient. So we have to just hope that, right, right, the popcorn because our popcorn gets a 6. Yeah, so okay, so the question is just, is not a rod anymore gonna be good enough? Well, and I guess to some degree it will. I probably should have held the popcorn in my hand. Um, because, right, if I play not a rod anymore wait, oh, they're the, sliding penguin, okay. So, yeah, so not a rod anymore is not good enough. Okay. Alright, so, yeah, so this is definitely a yeah, the not a rod anymore is not gonna do anything because it will tie the vibe check, so okay, so I think, so what did we need? Even a snow globe wouldn't have helped us. So we needed to just yeah, I think we just kind of had a stalled out, so bridge to layer 0. Bridge to layer 0 would have helped us there. So, right, if we had the bridge to layer 0 there, then so I routed the bridge to layer 0, so I think that was a mistake. If I would have cut the bridge to layer 0, I could have swapped that. Yeah, so okay. So I think not great, but I think if we didn't rod the BridgeWithLayerZero, maybe we would have had a chance. All right, let's jump to the next game. All right, so looking at our hand, I think we're playing BizBunk again. So I think we just want to keep PopcornPenguin. So let's see how we do against. So we have double popcorns. So okay, so let's see. So I think we want to lose. All right, since they're going first, all right, hit the high note is not very useful. All right, so we have the SpringaLeak for the adventure squad. Okay, so we need to just so I think okay, so if they play the ascending, so or if they play the penguin who's okay, that strategy, then the popcorn is a bit sad. But okay, so if we get the snow globe, right, we already have everything we need, right? Because we or not everything. The snow globe is the missing piece, right? Because if we go snow globe with bashful, SpringaLeak to protect. Okay, so what do we need? We need blue pudge, so we can actually play the SpringaLeak, and we need the snow globe. So I think we'll just keep losing the vibe check to draw 2 turns, and just kind of go for this final turn. So yeah, and we have the 2 popcorns, so we should be able to like if they play an ascending on the board. Okay, good. GotEm 2 is good. So we can just kind of sit back. I'm definitely not in a rush to play anything out, and I would prefer to just because also I don't want to get the BizBunk cards because I think that's the thing that people just play. Like I think you want to only put pressure on the BizBunk if you're in a situation where you're gonna win. So okay, so hit the high note also not useful. So I think we're just gonna keep slowly increasing up. Um, so then I mean next turn we can play the inspiring story, which is not gonna be an issue. And that will even protect our popcorns. So okay, so what do we need? We're still really waiting for the yeah, this is a kind of a weird hand. I will give it that. Um so we are waiting for the what's it called? The snow globe. So at least now we're gonna start drawing 2 cards a turn. Up there's the snow globe. Okay, so do we need the yeah, we need the inspiring story so that our bashful can win. Do we need 2 popcorns? I think I think we don't need 2 popcorns. So I think we can play the inspiring story. Yeah, I'm not sure if we need 2 popcorns because I don't know if there's gonna be time to play 2 popcorns. Because the first popcorn also it has the brainy penguin as a target. So we get to draw 2 cards here. So that will be good. Okay, so SerenePenguin. Oh, we still need the blue pudge though. So we need to really get blue pudge. So I think we keep losing the vibe checks until we get the blue pudge. Um Okay, we don't need the second snow globe for sure. Okay, I think let's just stay on the back foot until we can. Because if I play the SerenePenguin, they're just going to start drawing more cards. And I don't really want to win the vibe check because also I want the turn that they play the ascending penguin for me to not have to rely on GotEm, but I can rely on the popcorn penguin. All right, so yeah, I really think there's not enough blue pudge in this deck. I just feel like that's a issue I always run into with this deck. All right, so they're going to play ascending and bashful. Okay. So okay, so at least okay, so now the popcorn's going to come out. All right, so and okay, so they play the inquisitive. Okay, so then in this situation here, okay, so um all right, so we'll play the popcorn anyway just to get this going. I think at this point we might as well play the contemplative. Um I think we're going to play hit the high note. No, I guess I don't really want. Yeah, I guess there's no point to play hit the high note. All right, so we will yeah, so okay, so all right, so we're going to target the ascending with the GotEm, but right, they probably have a NotaRodAnymore based on how far we got into this situation. So yeah, so then I think okay, so yeah, as expected. So we were not able to remove the ascending. So I think so the inquisitive was not really what I was expecting, but I think that's a really cool tech. So now, okay, so then what we get with the snow globe. Okay, so we have right, so we'll be able to have the snow globe turn. So, yeah, so starting okay, so another popcorn. So we have as many popcorns as we need, so it's good we rotted that other one. Um, but okay, so they're at 11 now. So what are they gonna do? They're gonna yeah, can they just literally go for it now? Um, yeah, so I still haven't seen, like, a single blue pudge this entire game. Maybe in the mulligan I had some that I didn't notice, but yeah, this is definitely a problem, the lack of blue pudge. Um, but anyway, we're not gonna be able to play the snow globe this turn anyway, the finishing combo, because we have not nearly enough rods. So, um, okay, so let's see here. So, yeah, so I think overall, hmm, yeah, so I still don't even know, yeah, what we can do from here. Um, I will say that, yeah, I don't know. So how do we even get out of this? So what is our path to winning? Right? Obviously involves snow globe. But okay, wait, are they just gonna finish the combo here? Probably. Yeah. Okay. So that's just the end. All right. Okay, so definitely a struggle against Bizbunk here. All right. I think we're gonna stop here. Um, overall, I would say we did not really have a great day with this deck. Um, so I think there's a few things that I'm thinking about. So first is I'm definitely not playing it optimally. And so I think if I was much better on the deck, because this is pretty much some of the earliest games I've ever played with it, I think I would perform better. But I also just, I guess, just to be super frank, I just don't think this deck is that amazing. I do think a lot of people placed high with it in the leaderboard, but I think part of that is because of how the ranking function worked at the end of the season, where I prioritized grinding a lot of fast games, and this is a very fast deck. So I think overall, I would say it's okay. I personally, I think green aggro and caffeine are both stronger than at least the specific build of the snow globe deck. Um, although maybe again, maybe I just don't really understand how to play it. And I think that's one of the problems of just grabbing a random deck list and trying to play it. But yeah, so because also like I do know that the win rates of the people at the top of the ladder were not as high as they've been in the past, and there were a lot of people with higher win rates, lower like in the like in the more like in the teens and 20s. So anyway, thanks everyone for watching. I really appreciate it. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll catch you next time.